Hello, welcome to our roundup of landlord and lettings news for 2019.
At Landlord News, we've witnessed a busy year full of movement for the private rental sector. So we've put together a summary of the biggest updates.
First off, we've taken a look at the biggest law changes that have occurred over the last 12 months. Top of our list is, unsurprisingly, the Tenant Fees Bill, introduced on the 1st of June. The conclusion of the bill is that letting agents are now banned from charging additional fees to tenants for new rental contracts. Tenancy deposits are also now capped at 5 weeks' rent. Landlords are now legally required to be part of a redress scheme, otherwise they face a fine of up to £5,000. The new Housing Complaints Resolution Service has been launched by the government as a single housing complaint service for all residents, including private tenants and homeowners. GDPR has affected sectors across the UK, and lettings has been no exception. Mandy Webster, Data Protection Auditor and Trainer at Data Protection Consulting Limited, provided us with a guest post explaining exactly how letting agents and landlords should now be handling tenant data in order to comply with GDPR changes. MP Karen Buck has worked tirelessly to make the Homes Fitness for Human Habitation Act a reality, which now provides renters with greater protection from rogue landlords looking to take money from them for homes that are unsafe. New rules around the energy efficiency of rented properties have also been introduced, bringing in a requirement for let homes to have a minimum EPC rating of E. Landlords who grant a new lease on a property that does not meet the specification may receive a penalty of up to £4,000.
Next up, we've taken a look at popular stories on Landlord News from throughout 2019 and created a list of the top 10 most viewed. Number 1 on this list is Flatmate's research into the cost of renting a room in London. We'll be bookmarking this one and comparing it to any fresh results we receive for 2020. Next is a report from Sarandon Invest highlighting that Birmingham is becoming an increasingly popular city for property investors, making it a keen rival for London. It wouldn't be a roundup for 2019 news for the UK if Boris Johnson wasn't mentioned. We collated comments from a host of property professionals on how this change in political leaders may affect the housing market. Landlords are also keen to look further north, as One and Only Pro, the property investment platform, released data showing buy-to-let hotspots further up the country have potential to bring in the best yields.
Another popular report points out 3 towns in the UK that are doing particularly well as alternatives to London for those looking to invest in property. 7 Capital shared their thoughts on this shift in appeal. Meanwhile, further change for landlord legislation is on the horizon, as the government announced its plans to abolish Section 21 notices and introduce open-ended tenancies for private renters in England. We've heard mixed feedback on whether this move will help or hinder the private rental sector. The lettings market is becoming a fairer place as 2 of the biggest property portals in the UK have banned listings that discriminate against tenants in receipt of housing benefit. This decision was made in response to a call from government to put an end to no DSS requirements. We have also seen reports of mortgage lenders lifting such restrictions from their products. More has been done to improve living conditions for tenants, as the government has published guidance on room size regulations for houses in multiple occupation. This guidance, welcomed by the Residential Landlords Association, defines exactly what would count as a breach and what the penalty would be. You all particularly enjoyed a guest post from interior design studio Tenza, detailing some top tips when it comes to styling your property for easy renting. From research to execution, this article is there to inspire all looking to prepare their property to let. Concluding our list of top 10 stories for 2019 is a discussion from Make Your Move about the impact of rogue landlords on the industry. Managing Director Alexandra Morris provides a breakdown of what it means to be a rogue landlord, following reports on the controversial actions of Fergus Wilson. And finally, we wanted to highlight the most popular story on Landlord News. We love to celebrate our history in Britain, and this is no different for the property industry. Our most viewed article of all time explores the oldest towns in the UK. That's it from us for 2019.
Thank you for watching. If you'd like to keep up to date with the latest industry updates, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and on LinkedIn. For monthly roundups, visit our website and subscribe to our newsletter. On behalf of the Landlord News and Just Landlords teams,
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year!